Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Veronica, and today I wanted to make kind of a weird of maybe project, like not a project, but just a build. As you see here, we have some people around here, and these are our old school townies. So we have in here Katrina Caliente, in here we also have Nina Caliente, we have the Goth, we have the Landgrabs, and yeah, this is Malcolm, and this is, if you did not recognize her, it's Nancy. And in here we have just a random goth child, so that's just because I couldn't teach somebody down to this stage, so that is why I just made a silent baby for Bella and Mortimer. So we have 8 sims. I have my starter home funds now, and I want to build a house for all of them. And as you might have noticed, ignore this lady, we have every single life stage in here. So we have one elder, adult, young adult, teen, also, we have a child, a toddler, an infant, and a newborn. And I want to build a house, a starter home, that's going to be suitable for all of these life stages. So let me get started, I think. So I thought about making like, I don't know, a classical southern house. We're going to have a wraparound porch in here. And I want to make it on a bigger side. Maybe that's a mistake on my side to want to make it on a bigger side, but I don't want this house to be too small. And as for the wraparound porch, I'm gonna place it right away because I just think wraparound porches are kind of very beautiful looking. And my mistake is with these, I know already that wraparound porches are kind of expensive, but we are gonna have one anyway. And about the second floor, I think that we'll just copy pretty much the same stuff we have on the first floor, but maybe a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna remove all of these extra walls we have in here right now. And I want to make a chimney in here. So yeah, I have kind of the shell already figured out for myself. And now I think let us go for the roof. And the roof is going to be kind of simple as well because I was actually getting ready for this build, so I tried to figure out what I want to do before I started recording that. That is why I kind of already know what I'm doing, so don't be surprised. I'm not usually winging my builds like that. And I want to use a lot of stranger will in here, and yet that's gonna be our main shell. And I think that we will be able to afford some sort of a small backyard. I'm not sure that we'll be able to afford that, but I'm gonna hope. And that's the shell. And as for all other stuff, I'm gonna make the third floor medium wall height so that not need to worry about unlocking these doors by raising up the third floor. And that's actually kind of a useful thing for you if you not want to like bother with going up and down in here, because if you have all of your walls short wall height, these medium and tall wall heights, windows and doors are gonna be locked for you by the game. If you sadly maybe a floor where you have only half walls, or maybe if you sell something like a basement to be only medium wall height, and even if you delete all of the walls up there, you will still be able to access medium and short wall height windows and doors. So a tiny pro tip for you. I do it all the time for myself because that's a little bit more useful. And if you have move object on, you can place any doors whenever and wherever. And I wanted to use these Strangerville doors, so we are gonna have it right here. And I think that with it, actually, I forgot that I wanted to make a tiny little dormer out here so that we will have our front of the house a little bit more interesting this way. That's gonna be it. And now I think that we are gonna go and place here a lot of windows. I sometimes like just picking these Strangerville windows and just kind of slotting them like that. And they do slot like that quite perfectly, I would say. Like, not so perfectly, because when you go closely, you see that they clip a little bit, and that's a little bit annoying. But if you look from afar, it just looks okay. So I'm gonna just ignore that it clips. And that's pretty much it for the main parts of the exterior. And I want to make some sort of a silly thing, but we do not have ceilings up on these porches, and I'm not gonna place ceiling up here because if I do, then this beautiful part of the door is gonna be covered by the ceiling. Like you see, it's not good. It's not pretty. I'm gonna remove the ceiling up here, in here, so that we have like these all glass opened still, and that's gonna look a little bit silly as well after I place these things up here because, of course, we do need spandrels. That's a necessity for a house, for a wraparound Porsche house. And these are the columns we're supposed to use up here, and I'm gonna use them anyway because I just think that they are cute. I like Strangerville considering build stuff because it's literally like interesting looking. It's kind of not so usual for me because I would not place beige and red, like this bright red together, but they did, and that looks good. So I'm kind of happy with the Strangerville pack. And sometimes you see, like when I'm placing column, this spandrel doesn't place this beautiful part next to some of the columns, and to fix that, you just need to click on the column. It's back now. That's so much better now, and it adds much more details to the front of the house, and this way the house looks, I think, much more fancier, as if I spent much more money on all of these spandrels. And these spandrels are just 25 simoleons for one tile, and that's actually kind of a lot for a starter home, but I'm gonna tell you that I don't care. So I'm gonna place them here anyway. And as for the columns, I'm gonna go for get together columns, and I'm gonna go for the darker swatch this time because I'm planning on making this house a little bit darker than I usually would prefer, just for the sake of maybe slight experiment with the color, because sometimes I do need to step out of my comfort zone, and my comfort zone is blue and white in The Sims because everything, mostly, almost everything, comes in these colors. So it's not a problem to build with them, and sometimes it can be a problem to build with the colors like that. And also, I wanted to connect these tiny triangles so they do not catch my eyes so much because the column, I cannot raise it up so that it's on top of the roof, but I need to do something so that it doesn't end like nowhere like it does in here. You see, like here, it's not cute. This way I like it much better. And also for the same thing, I'm just gonna go and pick this dark piece in the same color, and I'm gonna place it down here. For the same purpose, I'm just gonna place here these tiny pieces of roofs just to place the same trim on them, and this way it's just gonna look a little bit better, a little bit more unified. So I like it this way, and that's how I prefer to do that. And as for the colors of the exterior, I think that we need to do that right away. And I was thinking about going for like beige and red, the same as these whole Strangerville things. And for the beige panels, I was thinking about going for these base game panels, but it's kind of gonna match the whole Willow Creek area we have around here. But in the same time, we have this cute beige, like fancy wooden, I would say modern farmhouse panels from the horse ranch, and I like them a little bit better, to be honest. So I might want to use them in here, and I think that I will. And yeah, it's one more build when I'm not limiting myself with the packs. No pack limit in here, warning now. And about the colors of the exterior, I wanted to add in here these dark brown accents. Actually, half of the house is going to be dark brown, so it's not that much of an accent, but it's some sort of a partly main color. So that's what we are going to have outside. And for these roof pieces, I think that I might quite easily just go for this red. Maybe it's not that cute of a color scheme, to be honest, like red and brown. It does look a little bit like poop and blood, so it's not so cute. So I might stick in here this brown roofing on the top, and that's gonna be a little bit more cohesive maybe. And then this red is just gonna be like an accent color down here. And yeah, we have a lot of darks in this house, and even on the roof. I think you see that now. And I don't think that that's so bad, but maybe it's like some sort of an accent around here, and for me it kind of does look cute. Maybe I'm gonna make this part red, like bright red, because you know the goths are gonna live in here, so if we place some red in here, it's like their color. Like you see Bella is in red dress. Of course it's old Bella, like the one we used to have before. New Bella looks a little bit different, but New Bella wears red dress as well, so it's kind of okay. I think that in beige and red it looks a little bit better, so that's what we are gonna have for the exterior. And now I think let us go inside and figure out the whole floor plan. So, floor plan wise, I was thinking that we might stick in here a beige staircase, like here, directly almost from the front. I think that first thing, before figuring out the floor plan for the bottom floor, we'll need to figure out the floor plan for the top floor so that we know that this placement of the stair works. So for the downstairs, it's not going to be a problem anyway, because like in here we can stick like the whole kitchen, dining, living area, or we can stick in here a bedroom this way. And up here, I think that here we'll just have a chimney as we do right now, and this like that. I will be able to divide that into one separated bedroom. And in here, I think that it's not going to be a problem for me to figure out the floor plan as well. We might have like a nicely sized hallway in here. This can be a bathroom. In here, we can divide it in like a couple of smaller bedrooms, so it's literally not a problem to figure out the floor plan for the inside of the house. And what I forgot about is the stairs, railing, and coloring of the chimney, because chimney still doesn't have any color to that. I think that we can get away with the horse ranch, because we are already using it here anyway. And that is actually why I decided to leave here these two columns, so that we will have like a defined chimney area out here. So that's the exterior now. And I think that this house would actually look kind of good in Strangeville. But of course, I'm using a lot of Strangeville in here. So back to the floor plan. Now we have a bedroom, a bedroom, a bedroom, a bedroom, a bathroom. Downstairs, what we are gonna have, I was thinking a bathroom like that with a divided bedroom. So this is like gonna be like a bedroom with an ensuite. Maybe a grandma is gonna live in here. And here we are gonna have like a shared tiny bathroom, like a half bathroom, so that at least you can use the toilet when all other bathrooms are occupied. And in here we'll have only a shower, and upstairs in the bathroom we'll have a tub, because I'm imagining that maybe a toddler and an infant are gonna live up here as well. And up here, I think that we are gonna have a dining, kitchen, and that's gonna be like a grand living area. And as for the grand living area, I think that we'll need to actually fix our stuff with the furniture first thing first, because furniture is a necessity, but maybe doors are more of a necessity. So I'm gonna use Strangeville doors, and I'm using a lot of Strangeville in here because actually, surprisingly, Strangeville stuff is kind of cheap in The Sims. So if I'm gonna use a lot of Strangeville, I might save quite a lot of money, so why don't I do that? And I hate how it clips up here, and I'm not sure how I will be able to fix that. But I will need to figure out a way to fix that, because otherwise it's gonna be a disaster for me. Maybe we will even have to have a different railing. Alright, a smaller one it is. Anyway, it's still beige, so it matches. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna place all of the necessities, like at least one light in every single room. Then I think that in this bedroom we'll need to have one double bed. I'm gonna place this one, the basic one from the base game. And in here, I think that we'll have a bunk bed. In here, we are gonna have a teen and a child living in one bedroom. In here, I was thinking that we might have in here a toddler bedroom or an infant bedroom. I think that the bigger one should go to the toddler, the smaller one should go to an infant. It's just because infants do not need that much stuff. And downstairs, I'm imagining a grandma is gonna live, so grandma will go with the cheapest bed as well as everybody else in here. And actually, grandma could have a double bed. It doesn't matter, because double beds are not that much more expensive and they fill much more space. And she might have a bed like snuck into the corner like that. So we'll have a nightstand here, maybe a dresser up here, so she will have some stuff around her bedroom. And also for the necessities. So we'll need a shower, we'll need a toilet, we will need a sink. That will do. Up here, I'm planning on having a sink and a toilet, and that's it. Up in this bathroom, I was planning to have a toilet, a sink, and a tub. And I'm not using these debug tubs. I know that they're more cheap and stuff, but I just do not want it. And that's it. And also, as for the necessities, we will need a toddler potty in the toddler bedroom. So I'm gonna stick it down here. Infant doesn't need all that much stuff. Of course, we can place here a changing table, but that's not like a necessity, because you can change your infant's diaper like literally in midair, so that's not a problem. And we need a kitchen. As for the kitchen, I think fridge that's gonna be on the cheaper side, but not the city living rustic fridge. As for the furniture, I'm just gonna place a couple of counters, a couple, so that's as it is necessities, just a couple is okay. And we'll need a sink, we'll need a trash can, and we'll need an outdoors trash can, because that's kind of a necessity as well. and I'm gonna stick it like here in the corner. That will do. And I think that for the back of the house, we might have in here a sliding glass door, so I've changed the window up here so that we will be able to have one. And as for all other necessities, like this is it for necessities. Like we have everything covered. Everybody can sleep, everybody can eat, everybody can use a toilet and shower in here. What we'll need to do now is we'll need to cover the floorings because we need wood on the floors. We need wraparound porch covers as well. And for now, I'm gonna cover all of the floorings in the same wood. Of course, in some places, I'm gonna switch it later, maybe to something different. Like maybe somewhere I'm gonna switch it to the carpet, maybe in the kids' bedrooms, because kids do not really, I think, need to have wooden floorings. Carpets are a little bit more practical. As for the tiles in the bathrooms, I think that I'm gonna go for like usual, typical, simple stuff. So I think that we can have go for different colors, like why not? Maybe grandma likes pink, that's why we are living in the red house. And to color all of the walls, I'm just gonna go and pick this random pink color, and later I'm just gonna switch that. I'm just doing that now so that I know for sure that I can afford that. And we have 12 more thousand simoleons to play with, so that's fun stuff. And as for the living room, I'm gonna go for this typical base game furniture that's just generic kinda. And I think that up here we quite easily can afford to have a fireplace, and that's gonna occupy like a big part of the room. And I think that maybe on one side I will place some sort of a sitting area, like up here. I can stick in here this kind of chair. Maybe I will stick in here some clutter as if it's like a normal entryway, so that at least it looks like one. And we'll just have a coffee table up here, or maybe I will raise up a TV up on this wall, but we'll see. And actually, about the bedroom, we have a baby, and we'll need to stick that one in here. So now we can sleep in here, everyone. Now that's not the problem. I think let us go to cover all of the necessities in the bedroom. So I'm gonna start with this one. Maybe this bassinet is gonna be green now. Maybe I'm gonna make this bedroom mostly greenish colors. I don't think that that's gonna be bad. And we have kind of a nice green swatch of this wallpaper, so that's gonna look cute as well. I think we'll need a couple of side tables, like the ones that are simple and on the cheaper side. Maybe we will be able to have just one, and on the other side I'm just gonna place, I don't know, a plant. Or maybe we can even use a different bed, because now that I look at that, I think that something like this horse ranch bed that looks kind of a little bit more cute and has this cute green swatch is gonna look a little bit better. And up in here, up in this corner, I'm just gonna stick a generic stuff. We are gonna have a mirror down here. And actually, I think that lamp down on this side is gonna look a little bit better. And I'm gonna be a little bit too confident, and I'm gonna go for a little bit of decor right away, like maybe magazines or maybe some books. And I think that the kit might go well with some slight decor on top of its bedroom, on top of its bed space, like maybe we can have in here something like that. Or maybe we can have something like that that's bigger, but I'm not that much of a fan of this thing actually. But I might stick it here as well, and it has some more fun colors to it. Where is that weird giraffe when I need it so much? Like that. And now we need some sort of a tiny little carpet to have underneath our bed. And maybe even not so tiny, because this one actually brings quite a lot of this bedroom. And I think that I might actually use the same fireplace color and a couple of columns as some sort of a headboard accent color to have in here, because otherwise it's just gonna look too empty. And this way, this bedroom is kind of almost finished. The only thing that I need to do right now is place a little bit of clutter up on this tiny cabinet. Maybe something that just like this, a couple of dream home decorator baskets, so that it's just something to look at, and it will bring some more green to this room. So that must be it. Now let us go to, I think, kids and teens bedroom. That should be fun to do as well. I hate kind of that these beds do slot like that, but then they do not function like that. So it has to be like that. We'll need some sort of a nightstand for them. It's gonna be like for them both, because I'm not placing two nightstands in the bedroom this small. And I think as it's a school age kid's bedroom, I'm gonna stick in here a desk. And I'm still gonna use the same life hack I was using for a while now when I'm placing dining table instead of a desk, because that is literally the same looking table. Like, I'm gonna tell it to you till I die maybe. But this table is 300 simoleons and this one is 220 simoleons. So it's 80 simoleons difference for these two tables, and they look pretty much the same, so why would I pay more? And instead of a nightstand, I'm just gonna bring the same matching table up here as we used to have in the parents' bedroom. And I think that wallpaper like that actually brings some more to this room, so I might still use it in here. And for now, I'm gonna try and use a computer in here. I'm not sure that we will be able to afford it later because it's a starter home for a lot of Sims. And you might tell me that actually 34,000 simoleons for a house like that is not a starter home, but that's actually the funds you get if you try to make a starter home for this amount of sims. So it's technically still a starter home. And maybe we can have here a bonsai tree so that at least it's something to do around here. And down on this nightstand, I think that I'm just gonna stick in here a lamp again. Yes. It's kind of neutral, kind of empty, and what else I forgot about is a rock. I think that this leaf rock from the Forend pack actually fits this room kind of perfectly, so I might leave it in here and we not even see the flooring anymore, and that's the cheap flooring, so it's not nice seeing that. And I think that I might stick in here one more nice thing for this room. We might just have a mirror up on this wall so that maybe they can build some charisma up here. And now I think let us go to the toddler's bedroom. And in the toddler's, I think that I'm just gonna go for all of the usual stuff. And maybe even I will try to stick in here that changing table that we have, so that probably a toddler will even be able to share one changing table with their infant sibling. But actually I think that I should not do that. That's literally like not a necessity. But toddler might still like to have a nightstand with a tiny fox light on top of that, like this one, with some dots, so that it looks cute. And also for the toddler, I think that the necessity is gonna be a Blarfy, so I'm gonna place in here one. I think that we'll also need some blocks, so I'm gonna stick them in here. And I'm gonna scoot the potty closer to the exit of these bedrooms so that it's easier to clean. And as for some decor up on this wall, I think that we might use in here something from maybe Growing Together, just because it has some of these big decals and they are on the cheaper side and they take a lot of space around on the wall, so it's going to be kind of cute to have. And we might have a height chart somewhere up here in the corner, as if they're measuring how their toddler is growing. And now that I look at it, I think that it's a little bit too empty, so we might try and sneak in here. Not sneak, because it's kind of big. But we might try and sneak in here this dresser. And I'm gonna stick a plant up in this corner so that it's kind of like hiding the area around. And I'm gonna stick this tiny toy up on the dresser. And I think that infant's room will have pretty much the same vibes, but maybe with a little bit of different colors. Like maybe I can make it yellow or beige or blue. And infants do not really need all that much stuff. I think that's all they need is this playmat. So I'm gonna stick it in here. And that actually must be it for the infant's room. A couple of decals on the wall, so that's a little bit more fun. And I think that actually infant might have something like that on top of their bed as well. And a plant, just like that. Now downstairs, the only bedroom we have left to do is our granny's bedroom. And granny is our rich lady who owns the whole house, and all of the family just lives with her. That's at least what I'm imagining it to be. So I think that we might have a slightly better bed for her. Maybe even something like that with this like flowery swatch. And this tray from Tiny Living is 100 simoleons, so that is not that cheap. But that is so cute that I really want to place it in here so much. Now we need a dresser, and I think that we might use here quite a lot of high school years because we are using that anyway for Granny already. And I might go for this black so that we kind of will match the bed, and it's kind of, in my imagination, it's walkable. Not sure as for real life, but in my imagination it is. I'm gonna stick a mirror here so that it looks not towards the granny, because granny should be superstitious. And we are gonna stick in here some cute plant maybe and some tiny art on top of our dresser. And maybe something on this side as well. And of course, Granny deserves to have a cute rug, so I think I might give her this one from Dream Home Decorator. And I think that I like this one as well, so I might use it here too. Or maybe we can even use this one from Growing Together. Oh, this flower swatch actually looks kind of cool and fancy for the Granny's bedroom, so I think I'm gonna use it in here. And I'm just gonna try and stick in here some more clutter so that it all looks nice and cute. And maybe Granny is the one who's gonna have a dog in her bedroom. She kinda deserved that. So we have it in here now. And actually what we need to do now is figure out the hallways, and that will be actually pretty much it. So I was thinking that for the hallways now that I'm using Growing Together, I might actually use everywhere this wallpaper, and it actually gives a lot already to the house all by itself. And I think that I should start with our dining room. So for the dining room, I'm gonna use just the same table I've used at the desk upstairs. And I don't know what kind of chair I should use, because I would probably like to use this one from Growing Together, but I think that the one for 50 simoleons is gonna go a long way, the one from the base game. And actually what I forgot about, for the toddler, we need a high chair, so we are gonna have it in here. And lamp in one corner, plant in the other one. Little painting on the wall, bigger art on the opposite wall. And some little cute stuff to kind of tie it in so this piece doesn't look so off-centered as it is. And now the kitchen. So for the kitchen, my idea was we will have our counters kind of wrapping around like that. And I'm not sure that I'm gonna leave this kitchen because it's kind of a little bit rustic looking. But I was thinking that we might have a corner like that, corner cabinets, so that it's like a bigger kitchen looking now, more workspace. And yeah, I'm switching the counters. I've never used these orange ones, I might try. So that's kind of what I wanted for the kitchen. So we'll have like upper cabinets on one side, some of these cabinets wrapping around here, and I don't think that we can afford this kitchen with the upper cabinets, so I might have to delete them, actually all of them. So I might just bring in here some of this ventilation, or I think it's gonna be better if I just bring a base new one. And if I'm gonna stick in here, that Growing Together backsplash. Not Growing Together, but Parenthood. The Parenthood one. I keep confusing myself sometimes with the names of the packs because there are so many of them. And I'm also gonna stick in here a couple of these bar stools. That was my idea. And this trash can is gonna be up here in the corner. And I was also thinking about this board from the Parenthood so that you can set a curriculum for your household. You might try and use some Parenthood gameplay. And as I did bring in some blue with this tile, I think that I might get away with the blue rock. Maybe the Strangerville one, size down ones. That's so much better now. And kitchen might have some slight decor, like maybe these plates, some paper towels in the same spot. And I think this fruit bowl can go up here like that. It's like a fruit board more than it's a fruit bowl, but that's okay. So that must be the kitchen and dining done. And now we have only 1,000 of simoleons and the whole living room to furnish. Ew, that's not good. Maybe I can switch the couches to fit the vibe of the house a little bit more, to something a little bit more leathery like these ones. I'm gonna leave this chair up here, and I think that I should stick the clutter for it right away. So that's gonna be our entryway. And now we'll need to figure out the living room. And I don't think that we will be able to do much in here because I have only 600 simoleons left. But I know for sure that we'll need a bigger rock in here, in the middle. And I was thinking that we might actually do something like that. So it's like a nook where you can put on your shoes, put on your coat, grab an umbrella if it's raining outside. And in here, maybe we can fit in here sort of a reading nook, like for an exit, I don't know. I'm not sure about the reading nook, but I just wanted to make this whole living room a little bit more narrow. But what I'm sure about is that we'll need a bookshelf up in this corner. And now that I look at that, I think that we need to already go around and find some more money for us. And I was thinking to rearrange our dining a little bit to make it like that, like directly against the wall, so that this area is going to be a little bit more walkable, so that's a good thing as well. And this way we saved some money on selling some of the bookshelves, And I think I will need to go around and maybe remove or change some of the decor. Like one flower in Grandma's bedroom is gonna be enough. The most expensive one will get sold. I think that these 200 simoleons painting can be switched with this one. This one is even bigger. Maybe we'll need to sell a computer, but I really not want to because computers are so useful in the game. Maybe the bonsai tree will be switched to just regular flower because it was 200 simoleons. And I can quite easily switch to something like that for just 50 simoleons. Maybe in this kid's bedroom we will not have a dresser. I'll just rearrange it around a little bit and we'll stick this toy up here. And I think that now let's go to back down on the bookshelf. That's the thing that needs to be figured out. I would very much like to place this one, but it's 725 simoleons, so that's too expensive for us. We can have this city living one actually, and that fits kind of perfectly. And I know that it's a little bit not the style of the house, but I don't think that we have all that much of a choice now. Up here, I think I'm gonna use the same side table I was using literally everywhere. This base game default one, simple, not so nice, but kind of serves its purpose. So I'm okay with having that in here. And this sort of horse ranch lamp up here. And now we'll need to figure out something for this corner. And now that I think of that, maybe we can fit in here something for some skill building, because for now this house is absolutely useless. So maybe a bonsai tree piece that's still gonna be nice to have around the house. Up here, I don't think that this chair is that much of a necessity. Maybe it's gonna be better if I just stick in here a mirror. Maybe it's even gonna be, no, it's not gonna be cheaper. No, it is, so that's okay. So maybe it's like a sort of a mudroom of sorts. Maybe it's like a storage area where if I would have enough money, I would maybe stick in here even some keys or stuff like that. A tiny shelf with the keys. But I'm not doing that because we cannot afford it apparently. And now I think we need a tiny rug in this living room. Not so tiny. A nice rug, a bigger one. And I think that this rug kind of looks fun. It has some browns, grays, and it kind of brings this blue from the kitchen because we do not have anything else that is blue. Or we can have something like that kind of matches the vibes a little bit better, I think. And I think a little tiny coffee table will serve us well in this room because now it's set as well. It's still a little bit set. And I'm picking the same brown we have on all of our couches and stuff. And down here, I don't know, a plant that will do. Just something on the coffee table, at least it's not completely empty. And now we have one little struggle to worry about, and that is our wraparound porch that appears to be a little bit empty right now, and a backyard I was hoping for, and apparently it's not gonna happen. I think we'll need to make our decor around in our bathrooms a little bit less, like no storage, maybe one extra row will need to go, or these extra towels will need to go because they're a little bit more expensive. That's at least something, but we still cannot afford to have a chess table up on our wraparound porch. So I think that how much is the cheapest table? It's 200 simoleons. And I would really like to place monkey bars for the child, but I'm not sure that we will be able to do that because they are kind of on an expensive side. Yeah, 800 simoleons. No monkey bars. Child will do without them. And I think that apparently it's no computer. Unfortunately. That's so sad, but no computer. And I think the time I try to get rid of the decor in this hallway and maybe switch that all to some sort of a bigger plant. I like placing the one from the Snowy Escape, but I think that that's oh, that's not that expensive actually. I thought that it costs more. Just like that, like tucking in the corner. And something a little bit like more modern down on this side. That's still cheaper than just the dresser. And can I afford a grill? No, I can't. Chess table it is. Now we can afford that without being worried that we have no money for that. I'm gonna even buy the cushion chairs for these chess tables so that it's a little bit more comfortable for your Sims to see down here in this red color. That's apparently the color of this house. And I think that we do need some lights on the outdoors because for now it's a little bit too dark out here and we have a wraparound porch, so we need some light at least. And maybe it's a little bit too much money spent on the lights. I think that still it's gonna be no bonsai tree up here, but we can afford to have this tiny dollhouse from Eco Lifestyle. I've sized it down a couple of times. It still functions this way, but this way it's not like that, this monstrosity of a dollhouse. And yeah, I'm gonna go probably, I wanted to go for this table. It's not a dining table, it's a games table, so it's kind of useful if you like to throw some parties in the Sims. And I wanted to pick matching chairs for that. just like that. And this way we have like an outdoors table and we do not need a grill to have to go with that. So that is good. And in this backyard, I don't think that we will be able to have a fence unless I try. Oh, we actually can have a fence out here. So that's okay, that's good. Trangeville is savior in here because it has cheaper fence, or maybe in the beige. Yeah, the beige it is. And so yeah, we will have here like this games table, and if you wanna, this is Little Camper's kit, and it has matching dining table to this games table. Here it is. I just wanted to play game table because it's a little bit like more fun to do, more fun to play with, and it's cheaper. It's just 150, and the dining table is 260, so it's a little bit more useful. And I think that we will have to stick in here a couple of planters, and that will be pretty much it for the whole house, I think. And we could have it here a garden with these patches from the cottage living, like a small one. We do not need to have like a huge garden to be happy with that. So I think that just a couple of patches will do already. In here I will just stick some bushes. And that's like literally the backyard done. And now I think what we'll need to do is figure out all of the exterior, like make a pathway toward the house. I'm gonna stick in here a mailbox right away. I think I'm gonna use this base game just because it has the same beige and red we have all the way around our house, like you see now. I think that what we'll need to do now is go around and add some fun stuff, like some terrain, some decor, and I think for that I will go to debug, and for that I usually use Better Build My Mod. So like these little bushes will go around this corner of our backyard. I think that up here we can afford to have like a big and nice tree, like not a huge, just a big one. I think that we can also have something in the front, just like that. Maybe better up on the side where we have a porch. This way I can place it closer to the house and it will still not clip. And I'm gonna stick around some bushes just to fill out the area. So I think that that must be it for the landscaping. And I'm just gonna quickly check if we can afford to have like some more tiny details. Like that's gonna be a little bit fun to have. Like I was thinking about sticking one of these bushes into one of our planters up here in the front, just like that, so that we have a plant up here in the front. And I think that that must be actually it. And we managed to fit into our budget, and our lot value is actually 150 simoleons more than it should be. So we did not manage to get into our value, and I think that that is because this bassinet was automatically added to my household when I was moving the family in here. So some little decor will need to go. And I think it's easiest for me to say goodbye to all of the toilet paper we have. And now we are under the budget, so we can stick here this bush. 3 simoleons left. I think that I will not try and find here something for 3 simoleons, but we managed to fit in this house. And now let me give you a quick tour. So this house is 34k, and that is including the lot value, because lot value is 1500 simoleons. It's a lot in the Willow Creek and starter area, and you will get 34,000 simoleons if you create a household with 8 sims in it. My idea was to make a house that is suitable for every single age group. And actually, if you cannot afford this house because you do not have a newborn, you can sell this bassinet and this giraffe and place this maybe instead of that, so that one infant is gonna sleep with their parents in their bedroom and the other one will not. So that's a little bit not nice too. But actually, 8 sims can be also sleeping on these beds, so it's a flex a little bit. Like you can sleep whatever, you can do whatever. And alright, let me give you a quick tour. So this is the exterior of the house. I was going mostly for beige and red color scheme because I was inspired mostly by these Trangeville windows. And this is like a usual house with a wraparound porch. It looks absolutely the same in the front and the back, except for this tiny dormer and the front door, of course. And we have a lot of settled greenery around, like we have some bushes, some blue flowers, and the same in the back, some bushes and some blue flowers. And let us go inside now. As we go up this porch, on the wraparound porch, we have some stuff to do, like we have some planters just for decor. In here we have a chess table, so you can play some chess. Also in here we have a couple of planters. One of them is not functional unless you delete this bush, but I like having these bushes sometimes in my planters. And as we enter the house, in here we have our tiny rack in the entryway where you can clean your shoes, and this is like our mudroom area of sorts. But in here you can change your shoes to your maybe indoor shoes or just put your shoes off. In here you can put on your coat, and also place your umbrella if you're welcome home after the rain. And you enter directly into the living room, and like directly, so it's the front door is centered with the living room. In here we have a couple of couches, a bookshelf, and a tiny dollhouse that I decided to sneak into the corner for your kids to play. And that's it for the living room because we do not have all that much thing to do. We don't even have a TV. We are like old family in here. We are not watching TV. And as you go right in here through this narrow hallway next to the staircase, in here we have our kitchen and dining area and access to the tiny hall, to the tiny toilet. So this tiny toilet is so simple that we have just toilet, sink, mirror, and a plant. And up in this kitchen, we have a fridge, we have a stove, we have a sink, I did not forget about that, and we have a tiny little trash can and some clutter, so that it's a little bit more fun to look at. And up in this room, in this area, we have our dining room. And in the dining room, we have some art around, so that we have this painting with a horse, this tiny wreath we have in here. Also in here, we have this painting and just some stuff snuck into the corners. And a carpet. Carpet was important. So that's it for our dining room. And I think I should probably switch it all around like that, so that it's easier for your teams to access this high chair with your toddler or with your infant. And up from this dining room directly, we have access to Granny's bedroom. So Granny has the fanciest bedroom in the house. She has this high school years bed. She has a couple of art on her walls, like this one, this plant bulb. She also has this view of Chestnut Ridge. Also, she has a dog, and she has a mirror, dresser, and a plant, and also like a reading nook of sorts. I'm just imagining that maybe she's reading before she goes to bed. And she has her interior bathroom. So in here she has a sink, shower, and toilet, the cheapest appliances, so that it's just more easy for her. And now I think that the robe should be pink because there is nothing else black around here anymore. And now upstairs. As we go upstairs, in here we have just a hallway where we have some plants. In here we can access the parents' bedroom. I'm imagining that this is the bedroom for a young adult, an adult, and also for a newborn because they live with their parents in one bedroom. And in here we have just a dresser and a mirror. So yeah, one more mirror. Everybody is practicing their charisma skill and acting skill. And that's actually it for this bedroom. Also from this hallway we can access teens and kids' bedroom. In here we have a couple of beds. And here we have a desk to do the homework, and also we have a cork board to maybe hang up all of your postcards you want to hang. And that's it. That's literally it. And a mirror. Everybody has a mirror, as I have said. And also in here from this hallway we can access toddler's bedroom. Toddler's bedroom is kind of tiny, but it allows you to have some space around to upgrade later to fit in here a teen or a child, because you will be easily able to fit in here 3 tiles long bed. So in here we have a toddler's bed, a nightstand, a toy to fix toddler's imagination skill. Also in here we have some of these blocks so that we will be able to fix toddler's thinking and movement skill. Also Blurfy for communication skill, and a body for body skill, obviously. And that's it. So toddler just has some necessities for them to build all their skills to age up normally. The same for infant. Infant just has this play mat just because it's easier for infants to get some of their milestones up on this mat. And a crib, so they can sleep and get milestones. That's it. That's literally it. And also in here we have a second bathroom. This is like a common bathroom for all of these 4 bedrooms. And in here we have a tub so you can wash your toddlers and infants so they are a little bit more happy. And here we have a sink and a toilet and also a mirror and just some decor. And I did not place a changing table for toddlers and infants just because your Sims can do that in mid-air without any changing tables. It's just like cute animations with a changing table, and in here we will have it not. And that's actually pretty much it. So now let us go to the backyard. As for the backyard, you can access that either from going from the front door and all the way around here downstairs, or you can go directly from the living room because I decided to place in here a sliding glass door. And in here we have an outdoor trash can, place table, and also a couple of these planting patches just because they are cheaper versions of the patches where you can plant stuff. And we have a fenced in backyard, so that's some luxuries we have in here around. And that's it. Now that's absolutely it. I'm gonna post this house on my gallery And I'm gonna replace the creep with the cutie one because apparently the game does not count the price of the creep when I place the slot on the gallery. Now it does. And it fits 8 to 9 seems of all ages, from newborns to elders, and most of them will even have some stuff to do around here. And I'm gonna post it under my hashtag Gloveron, just like my YouTube name. And my gallery name is also Gloveron, just like my YouTube name. So you can find this house up there. I've posted that just now. So I think that that must be. Thank you all for watching, and if you like it, just let that come subscribe to my channel. And I think that this must be a goodbye.